adding that the new uniform would be produced locally. The minister also disclosed that rather than the existing practice of deploying corps members without regard to their professional backgrounds. On security concerns in some parts of the country, Olawande said the government is considering deploying prospective corps members to regions where they studied and are already familiar with the environment, particularly in areas affected by insecurity. Meanwhile, the federal government has approved sweeping reforms to the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, introducing major changes that could redefine the scheme after 53 years. BCOS reporter Fidora Folagboye engaged a public affairs analyst, Comrade Femi Babalola Obagun, and an ICT expert and development policy analyst, Mr. Oyedeji Araoye, on what the reforms could mean for the future of the NYSC scheme.
For over 5 decades, the National Youth Service Corps NYSC has remained the symbol of national integration, exposing young graduates to different cultures while preparing them for a better life after school. However, changing realities have continued to fuel conversations about the need to review the scheme to better reflect the country's current socio, economic, and security landscape. The recent reforms, including extending the orientation camp from 3 to 6 weeks, adopting a civilian-led structure, redesigning the NYSC uniform, and introducing other measures aimed at repositioning the scheme. With the latest reforms, the federal government hopes to equip corps members with more practical and career-focused skills while preserving the core objectives of the program. The changes have, however, drawn mixed reactions, with many welcoming the renewed focus on skills and development, while others believe more attention should be given to issues such as welfare, security, and effective implementation. In a chat with the BCOS News, a public affairs analyst, Comrade Femi Babalola Obagun, described the proposed NYSC reforms as a welcome development, saying they would restore the scheme to its original purpose by equipping corps members with practical and entrepreneurial skills for self-reliance. He, however, urged the federal government to complement the reforms with financial support for corps members upon the successful completion of their service year, saying access to startup funds alongside the skills and certificates acquired would enable beneficiaries to establish businesses with greater ease.
With the introduction of the new idea, the new policies brought by the present administration, fantastic. Why did I say we have outlived that usefulness first? There was a war at the time, and after the end of the war, we are looking at the way in which all the cultures and the tribe in Nigeria will be integrated. So we are expecting cooperation among all the tribes in Nigeria. But unfortunately today, the thing is no longer there. But with the new introduction of this new scheme, honestly, it's a very good idea. I will know that at the end of my service, I will not be sitting down at home looking for what to do, because I must have learned an entrepreneurial skill.
Also speaking with the BCOS News, an ICT expert and development policy analyst, Mr. Oyedeji Araoye, described the proposed NYSC reforms as a welcome development, noting that they were long overdue and that the transition to a civilian-led structure is appropriate for Nigeria's democratic system of government. Mr. Araoye, who went through the scheme in Benue State about 15 years ago, however called for a review of the policy of posting corps members across different geopolitical zones, citing the country's current security challenges and the rising cost of living as factors that should be taken into consideration.
But looking at skill acquisition as a new component of the NYSC, it's a welcome development. It's new in the context of the format that it's taken. Now, before now, I know it used to be maybe one few days at the orientation camp, then they will join groups, each of the CDS group and other things, but now they are focusing more on skill acquisition. It's a welcome development, if you ask me. The only thing about it is the transfer of skill and transfer of knowledge aspect of it still needs to be addressed, because looking at aspect of skill acquisition, like maybe the craft and sewing, tailoring and other things, Do you really have the technical know-how to even impart on these people? It's something that the government needs to just look beyond putting that as a policy. Implementation is a key thing that government needs to focus on.
Whether these reforms will redefine the NYSC scheme or simply mark another policy shift remains to be seen, but their true impact will depend on effective implementation and the federal government's commitment to delivering meaningful change. Fidora Afolagbe, BCOS News.
In the meantime, reactions have continued to trail the federal government's proposal to scrap the separation of junior secondary school JSS and senior secondary school SSS, while replacing it with a unified 12-year basic education system. In this report, Olamide Owolabi examines the proposed policy and shortcomings of the previous 6334 education system.
Recently, the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, announced the federal government's plan to scrap the policy separating junior secondary schools from senior secondary schools after data reviewed that more than 20 million pupils dropped out before reaching the senior secondary school level. He said the 6334 education system had failed to achieve its objectives, noting that the proposed policy is aimed at expanding access to education and improving learning outcomes. Recall that the 6334 system, introduced in 1982, comprises 6 years of primary education, 3 years of senior secondary school education, and 4 years of tertiary education. Under the proposed arrangement, the primary, JSS, and SS levels will be merged into a single 12-year basic education program. Reacting to the development, a former dean of the Faculty of Education, University of Ibadan, Professor Olawale Moronkola, said Nigeria's education policies often fail because they are poorly planned, inadequately implemented, and frequently change. He cited the 6334 system as an example, noting that the inadequate training, poor infrastructure, and limited stakeholder involvement contributed to its failure. While expressing support for the proposed 12-year education policy, Professor Moronkola stressed that its success would depend on proper planning, adequate funding, and broad consultation with relevant education stakeholders.
Do one thing, perhaps we don't think about it holistically, we come back. When 6334 was introduced, some of us know that there will be a problem because the equipment supplied to the school, the federal government did not train people who will man them, who will use. And you will just find out that all those equipment were just left rotting away. Many go for Bulgaria and so on and so forth. No spare parts. And the policy was that some people will have to go to technical college, some people have to. That is not what happens in UK. That's not what happens in America. Those that we are copying. So coming back to the real question you ask, is that I know they have research and evaluation and research department. The problem is that what are those things that cause them to want to change? Because if we don't factor that very well, the same thing will happen to this.
Similarly, an educationist, Professor Jacob Ayantayo, said education reforms are necessary as society evolves, but one that Nigeria's biggest challenge is a lack of continuity in implementing policies. He noted that although the 6334 system was designed to promote vocational skills and entrepreneurship, it failed due to poor implementation and politicization. Professor Ayantayo also attributed the increasing rates of school dropouts to the declining value of education, poor remuneration for teachers, and changing societal role models, urging the government to prioritize quality education and policy consistency.
Under normal situation, you replace old thing with new one as the need arises. Federal government has a lot of reason for introducing this idea. It's still very new. I think it's yet to be ratified. But under normal situation, we believe that it will be something that bring fortune to educational system. But I have my reservation. My reservation is that we lack principle of continuity as a country, because the mandate and the desire or the principle behind 6334 was to make our children productive. Or as a country that doesn't look like a stable one without any clear vision of what to do, this thing did not generate any serious result. Within 2 or 3 years, the idea died down. Now with this idea, where I think it's a very good idea, although every idea has absolute a benefit, obviously it's going to have its own disadvantage as well. But for me, if the federal government is very sincere, it's going to be a very good desire.
The analyst maintained that education policies should be evidence-based, developed through broad stakeholder consultation, and effectively implemented to ensure continuity and long-term success. Olamide Owolabi, BCOS News.
We shall now take a short commercial break. Please stay tuned.
When you choose Golden Penny Semovita, you eat with kings. Golden Penny Semovita remains my soup's first choice because it is made from premium wheat and fortified with vitamins and minerals to provide a wholesome bowl food that is easy to mold, smooth to swallow, and pairs well with a variety of Nigerian soups. Choose Golden Penny Semovita, my soup's first choice.
My skin is my identity, my strength. It's unique and deserves care made specially for me. New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Advanced Care with 5 oils and 5 vitamins. 48-hour nourishment. Helps reduce appearance of stretch marks in just 2 weeks. New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Advanced Care for your shade of beautiful.
The Oyo State government has charged teachers in public schools across the state to intensify efforts to recover academic time lost during the recent industrial action embarked upon to demand the safe release of the abducted teachers and students in Orire local government area. The State Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Honorable Segun Olaiwola, gave the directive during a stakeholders meeting held at the conference hall of the ministry on Thursday. Details are presented by the Governor's Office correspondent, Olalekon Sulaiman.
Key education stakeholders, including the Nigeria Union of Teachers, NUT, the All Nigeria Confederation of Principals of Secondary Schools, ANCOPS, the Association of Primary School Head Teachers of Nigeria, OPSIN, the Teaching Service Commission, TESCOM, and the Oyo State Universal Basic Education Board, SUBEB, among others, participated in the stakeholders meeting organized by the state government through the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology. The meeting was convened to strengthen collaboration with the Oyo State government to recover academic time lost during the recent industrial action embarked upon to demand the release of the abducted teachers and students in Orire local government area. Hence address, the Commissioner of Education, Science and Technology, Honorable Segun Olaiwola, stressed the need for schools to prioritize effective teaching and learning to ensure that students in public schools are not academically disadvantaged by the recent disruption. He assured the public of Oyo State government's commitment to improving the quality of education, stating that the administration of Governor Seyi Makinde is working tirelessly to provide the best learning environment for students.
The governor and the government of Oyo State want us to appreciate you, at least, for acceding to the yearnings of the people of Oyo State. We know that by now teachers are supposed to be in school. We know our students are supposed to be in school because the record that we have has it that some of these students have already gone to learn one addition or the other, but after resumption, I've directed the LIEs across the state that they should get me the list of those who did not return. It is my prayer that they will all return to school.
Earlier in his remarks, the chairman of the Oyo State Civil Service Commission, Bale Kamordin Aderibigbe, commended the leadership of the Teachers Union for suspending the industrial action in the interest of the students and urged continued collaboration between the state government and education stakeholders to advance the sector.
You can see that immediately the strike was called off yesterday, the state government applauded the action. Now that we have lost on grants, since we have been on strike for the past 1 month, how do we cover these grants? Because the syllabus for your state schools is not different from the syllabus for other state schools in Nigeria. It is for the NUT, option, ANCOPS, and whoever is concerned to make sure that our children do not lag behind.
In their separate remarks, representatives of the Nigerian Union of Teachers (NUT), the All Confederation of Principals of Secondary School (ANCOPS), and the Association of Primary School Head Teachers of Nigeria (AFSIN) appealed to the Oyo State government to intensify efforts towards securing the safe release of the abducted teachers and students in Oriri local government area, while reaffirming their commitment to supporting quality education in the state.
Opening the school for continuation of our academic activities will further enhance the education of our state and thereby not losing to the terror over what they have decided to inflict on us. So the national body and the state united and came to a position that the action be suspended and allow room for government to put those measures in place.
The special advisor to Governor Seyi Makinde on education intervention, Suraju Tiamiyu, also expressed optimism that the abducted teachers and students will soon regain their freedom, assuring stakeholders that the state government is making sustained efforts to secure their safe release. Olalekan Sulaiman, BCOS News.
Meanwhile, in a bid to allow students of public primary and secondary schools in Oyo State to continue academic activities, which will seriously affect the academic calendar, the Nigerian Union of Teachers (NUT) Oyo State Wing suspended its 4-week strike yesterday. It directed at all public primary and secondary school teachers, as well as pupils and students, to resume. The strike, which commenced on the 1st of June 2026, was attributed to the May 15 attacks in Oriri local government area of the state, which resulted to killings and abductions of a principal, teachers, and pupils and students. BCOS correspondent in Ogbomoso, Aderemi Akomu, monitored the situation in some public schools in the state today. His report is presented by staff reporter Bimbo Akombi.
The attack of May 15 on 3 schools in Oriri local government area, Community High School, Awure Siele, LA Basic School, Awure Siele, and First Baptist Church Nursery and Primary School, Yawata, generated different reactions like peaceful protests, solidarity walks, and later forced the Nigerian Union of Teachers in the state to withdraw academic activities until the abductees were rescued. But following intense efforts by the government and security agencies to secure the release of the abductees, as well as meetings with the state government, the NUT directed that teachers should go back to the blackboard and students should resume following an agreement. A visit by BCOS reporter to various schools in Ogbomoso, attendance in public primary and secondary schools in the Ogbomoso zone was drastically low today. It was observed that the fear and panic generated by the attack continued to affect attendance of teachers and students in both public primary and secondary schools in the zone, as many students stayed away from classes. At Oshukpa Baptist Day School 1 and 2, some pupils were seen cleaning the classrooms and school environment when the BCOS News visited the 2 schools around 8:50 a.m. Speaking, the chairperson, Association of Primary School Head Teachers of Nigeria and head teacher of Oshukpa Basic School 1, Mrs. Elizabeth Akambi, and 2 assistants from School 2, Kitilayo Gundele and Dokas Olawi, said despite the low attendance of pupils, teachers attended to pupils in their respective classes.
Unfortunately, the number of our pupils are very low. They didn't come to the school today. Maybe tomorrow or by Monday, they will come fully.
Aside the students writing physics practical in the ongoing NECO, less than 10 students present today at Anglican High School, Old Attender, while students' attendance at Adeniro Memorial Grammar School, Anglican Grammar School 1 and 2 was between 20 and 30%. In separate interviews, Mr. Toyin Akinlewa, Dr. Adewale Adeniro, Mr. Biodun Olowe, and Mr. Babatunde Olajide noted that all teachers were present in the schools and academic activities commenced without any delay.
Most parents have not heard about the news that we are resuming today. Even some parents are even calling on us that is it true that we have resumed. We want to assure them that according to the directive of the NUT and under the able leadership of our governor Seyi Makinde, we are fully back on in the school and things are actually taking their proper shape.
All the head teachers commended the state governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, over ongoing commitment of his administration towards securing release of all abducted victims. Reacting to the situation, the Permanent Secretary and Tutor General, TESCOM, that is the Teaching Service Commission, Dr. Salimat Ayigboyin, said students' attendance will be improved by tomorrow or latest on Monday, reassuring the general public of the efforts of Governor Seyi Makinde to secure release of a principal, teachers and students. Dr. Ayigboyin added that the state government had promised to intensify efforts in ensuring safety of teachers and pupils in all the schools across the state by task force teams that will be patrolling school environments. Reports from Esiele and Yawota indicated that schools were deserted, with neither teachers nor students sighted on the premises, but only teachers were present in schools at Ikoyile, Iluju, Teule, Okoile, Lasubu, Alada, among others.
In the meantime, the federal government on Thursday welcomed the suspension of the teacher strike in Oyo State, describing the decision as a victory for dialogue and a major step towards restoring uninterrupted learning in public schools. The government said that the resolution followed sustained engagements involving the Federal Ministry of Education, the Oyo State government, and leadership of the Nigeria Union of Teachers at the national, zonal, and state levels, leading to the return of teachers to classrooms across the state. This was contained in a statement issued by the Director of Press and Public Relations at the Federal Ministry of Education, Boriowo Folashade. Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, said that the outcome demonstrated the commitment of all parties to prioritizing the welfare and future of school children above every other consideration. The Federal High Court in Abuja on Thursday affirmed David Mark leadership of the African Democratic Congress ADC. Justice Musa Lima, in a judgment, also dismissed the suit filed by a member of the House of Representatives, Leke Abejide, challenging Mark and Rauf Aregbesola as national chairman and national secretary, respectively, of the party for lacking in merit. Justice Lima upheld the preliminary objections filed by ADC Chief Ralph Nwosu, Mark and Aregbesola, which challenged Abejide's suit. The judge held that the court lacked the jurisdiction to dabble into the internal affairs of the ADC as the suit was non-justiciable. He also held that Abejide lacked the legal right to have instituted the suit, having failed to show to the court that his rights had been violated in any way as a result of the emergence of Mark-led leadership. He equally held that Abejide, who is a member of the House of Representatives, failed to explore the party's internal mechanism for dispute resolution. Justice Lima also resolved the three issues in the substantive suit in favor of the defendants. The governorship candidate of the Allied People's Movement, APM, in Oyo State, Honorable Bimbo Adekombi, has continued his grassroots engagement with a familiarization and appreciation visit to party members in Ido and Oluyole local government areas. The meeting, held at the headquarters of the two local government areas, attracted party leaders, members, and political office holders who reaffirmed their commitments to the party ahead of the 2027 general elections. Staff reporter Adebayo Abdurafi has the details.
faithful of the Allied People's Movement, APM, turned out in large numbers to receive the party's governorship candidate, Honorable Bimbo Adekombi, alongside candidates for other elective positions during the familiarization and appreciation visit to Ido and Oluyole local government areas. Addressing members at both venues, the APM State Chairman, Otumba Adegbenro Fagbemi, said the party remains united and focused on securing victory in the 2027 general elections, stressing that no distraction will derail its resolve. Also speaking, the chairman of the APM-PDP Alliance, Honorable Dayo Gumbenro, urged members to promote the alliance across the state without discrimination. He called on former aspirants to put aside their differences and work collectively for the success of the party. Similarly, party leaders, including Alhaji Kamaru Adelbigbe, Dr. Bola Adetunji, and Honorable Depo Oyedokun, stressed that unity and cooperation among members are essential to sustaining the achievements of Governor Seyi Makinde's administration. They urged all stakeholders to rally behind the party's consensus candidates, expressing confidence that ongoing mobilization efforts will translate into victory at the 2027 polls. Addressing party members, Honorable Bimbo Adekombi said the visit was aimed at appreciating the grassroots members whose support forms the foundation of the party. He assured members of inclusive leadership, promising fairness, equal opportunities, and unwavering commitments to the ideals of the party.
Today, thank you tour to appreciate the people for their belief in the leadership of Engineer Oluseyi Makinde, for their belief in the party, for their steadfastness, staying with the party at all times, for allowing the candidates to emerge via consensus without rancor. And we came to charge them that yes, this is a party thing. We will work together without fear or favor and with equity and fairness to all partymen.
The Oluyole meeting featured cultural performances by members of the Theatre Arts and Motion Pictures Practitioners Association of Nigeria, TAMPAN, in the local government. In Ido local government, Honorable Adekombi inaugurated a campaign vehicle donated by a party stalwart to support mobilization ahead of the electioneering campaign. Earlier, the governorship candidate met with traditional rulers in Ido local government as part of efforts to deepen community engagement and strengthen support for the party. Adebayo Abdurafi, BCOS News.
Another timeout, please stay tuned.
And the best student in basic digital literacy is Jadin. Very good. And the best student in kinesthetics is Jamil Lawal. The best student in robotics is Tiara Kolawole. This award goes to the most punctual student of the entire school. And the winner is Lisa Solomon.
Company is telling me that she makes her daughter skip breakfast just to be here. You people could have just asked. I would have been happy to tell you my secret.
Enjoy instant goodness with John Vent's 3-in-1 chocolate. The quickest start to your morning.
Confidence is important in life's little moments. Strong teeth can help, even if they get her into trouble sometimes. A great smile is useful to break the ice, and making friends is easier when you know you have fresh breath. I give my family confidence. The Pepsodent Triple Protection 123. Its antibacterial action formula gives them cavity protection, white teeth, and fresh breath. Get whiter teeth with the new Pepsodent Natural Charcoal Toothpaste.
Meanwhile, the Oyo State House of Assembly has confirmed the appointment of Dr. Ladipo Taiwo as Commissioner-designate following the approval of his nomination during Tuesday's plenary sitting, presided over by the Speaker, Right Honorable Adipo Ogundoyin. The confirmation came after the presentation and consideration of report of the House Committee on Special Duties, chaired by the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Mohammed Fadeyi, who recommended the nominee for confirmation after committee's screening exercise. The House subsequently adopted the committee's recommendations and unanimously approved the nomination of Dr. Ladipo Taiwo to serve as commissioner in the Oyo State Executive Council. Recall that Governor Seyi Makinde had in a letter dated June 30, 2026, forwarded the name of Dr. Taiwo to the House for screening and confirmation in accordance with Section 192 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. The governor, in the correspondence addressed to the Speaker, requested the lawmakers to give the nomination the usual kind and expeditious consideration. Dr. Taiwo is no stranger to the Oyo State Executive Council, having previously served as the Commissioner for Health under the administration of Governor Seyi Makinde. Another timeout, please don't go away.
When you choose Golden Penny Semovita, you eat with kings. Golden Penny Semovita remains my soup's first choice because it is made from premium wheat and fortified with vitamins and minerals to provide a wholesome bowl food that is easy to mold, smooth to swallow, and pairs well with a variety of Nigerian soups. Choose Golden Penny Semovita, my soup's first choice.
Troops of Operation Enduring Peace have intensified their offensive against terrorist elements in Plateau State, neutralizing several suspects in separate operations. The troops also arrested a suspected gun runner and recovered locally fabricated rifles during coordinated security operations across Jos South, Bracken-Ladi, and Bokos local government area of Plateau State. The military said that the operations conducted between the 26th of June and 1st of July were part of ongoing efforts to dismantle terrorist enclaves, disrupt criminal networks, and restore lasting peace within the joint operations area. According to a statement issued on Thursday by the Media Information Officer of Operation Enduring Peace, Captain Chinonso Ote, the operation was launched following intelligence reports of terrorist activities in the area. The statement said the troops came under heavy gunfire from terrorists who allegedly used livestock as cover during the encounter. It added that the troops pursued the fleeing terrorists, neutralized some of them, and continued combing the surrounding area to dismantle their hideouts and prevent their regrouping. The Oyo State Police Command has rescued 2 kidnapped victims and neutralized 1 suspected kidnapper during a joint security operation at Ga Alhaji, Bunkan via Ikpapo in Orelope local government area. This was disclosed in a statement, noting that the victims were abducted on Monday night when armed men invaded a settlement, fired gunshots to scare residents, and whisked away 3 men. Following a distress call, the Commissioner for Police, CP Abimbola Olubenga, directed a joint rescue of gunshot wounds. The operation led to the rescue of 2 victims who are receiving medical attention, while the 3rd victim, who reportedly became separated during the exchange of gunfire, is believed to be safe. Security operatives have intensified efforts to locate and reunite him with his family. The command appealed to residents of Ikpapo, Bonko, and neighboring communities to remain vigilant and report anyone with suspicious gunshot wounds or unusual injuries to the nearest police station or other security agencies. Another timeout, please stay tuned.
Wearing many hats takes a lot out of you. You always need all the nourishing goodness you can get. Especially if you're someone like me that is a foodie. The ultimate meal companion, a PhD student. Rich in B vitamins for focus. Yes, we all need it, because every side of you deserves to be nourished.
Our bodies get serums, washes, lotions, cleansers, scrubs, but underarms only get deodorant? That's why our new breakthrough formula contains pure hyaluron and vitamin C to deeply care for your underarms for a softer and even skin tone in 2 weeks. With 72 hours sweat and odor protection, try the new Nivea Derma Control Natural Tone, because your underarms deserve more. Nivea is for skin.
And the best student in basic digital literacy is Jadin. Very good. And the best student in kinesthetics is Jamil Lawal. The best student in this award goes to the most punctual student of the entire school. And the winner is Lisa Solomon.
Something is telling me that she makes her daughter skip breakfast just to be here. You people could have just asked. I would have been happy to tell you my secret.
Enjoy instant goodness with John Vent's 3-in-1 chocolate. The quickest start to your morning.
It's time for sports, and Toby Ajewole is standing by for the latest sport news.
Good evening and welcome to the sports segment of the evening news. My name is Toby Ajewole.
Organizers of the 2026 Southwest 4x4 Handball Championship have declared full readiness to host a memorable event in Ibadan. Southwest Zonal Representative of the Handball Federation of Nigeria, Honorable Benga Dewusi, assured participating states, athletes and officials that comprehensive preparations are scheduled for the tournament, scheduled from Monday, August 3rd to Thursday, August 6, 2026 at the Handball Court, Lekon Salami Sports Complex at Damasinga. Adewusi said logistics, technical arrangements, security, medical support, accommodation and media coverage have all been meticulously planned. He described the championship as a platform to showcase top Southwest talents, discover emerging stars, and foster stronger collaboration. He urged teams to uphold fair play, discipline, and sportsmanship. The event is expected to feature teams from all 6 Southwest states. And in football, the MK Abiola Stadium in Abeokuta and the Oluyemi Kaide Stadium in Ado-Ekiti will host the Nationwide League 1 NLO Southwest Promotional Playoffs July 10 and 15, 2026. Lagos teams Fransex United, Ablaze FC, Epsiva FC and Ikorodu will battle for Southwest 1 promotional slots. Adokai Cairo Football Club of Osun, Adeyemi FC of Oyo, Ijebu United of Ogun and Yewa Football Academy of Ogun will compete for the Southwest 2 slots. The winners will earn promotion to the Nigerian National League NNL. Matches will run simultaneously at both venues. Teams must arrive by July 9th for the technical meeting. The NLO has warned of zero tolerance and indiscipline, late arrivals or invalid player licenses. And on the foreign scene.
Thank you, Toby Ajewole. Now to the foreign scene. A bomb blast at a crowded cafe in central Damascus killed at least 5 people and wounded 16 others today. Foreign News editor Folashade Akintola compiled details of the blast and other foreign stories. Our report is presented by Khadija Lawal.
Syrian State TV said a bomb had been planted at the cafe, which is near the Peace of Justice in the center of Syria's capital. There were no other immediate details on the apparent attack and no immediate claim of responsibility. State news agency, SANA, reported the death toll and wounded toll, citing the head of Syria's emergency health services. Damascus has been hit by a small number of attacks since the toppling of President Bashar al-Assad in late 2024. His oyster by Ahmed al-Shara, now Syria's president, and his rebel forces effectively ended 14 years of civil war. A car bomb killed 1 Syrian soldier and wounded at least 18 other people on May 19 outside a defense ministry building in Damascus. Meanwhile, 8 Thai monks have been killed and other people injured after a child drove his family's pickup truck into a Buddhist procession. The child, who media reports said is 11 years old, stole his parents' vehicle on Thursday and drove into a procession of about 30 monks on a pilgrimage in Thailand's northeastern Mukdahan, local police told the press. Reports said 10 to 20 other people were injured, according to police and health officials. The group of monks and lay followers were walking along a roadside in Mukdahan, about 600 kilometers northeast of the capital Bangkok, when the incident occurred. CCTV footage from a nearby property shows the monks walking along the road, multiple vehicles driving past, and then the sound of a loud crash before the procession stops. Health authorities said 4 monks were in critical condition in Mukdahan Hospital and 10 others were seriously hurt, while more were being treated for lighter injuries. Police added that the boy is now in custody and will be questioned when state child protection officers arrive. Khadija Lawal, BCOS News.
To end the news around the world, here again are the main points. The Minister of Youth Development, Ayodele Olawande, has confirmed that one of the reforms approved for the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, will see the scheme's traditional khaki uniform replaced with Adire fabric. The Oyo State government has charged teachers in public schools across the state to intensify efforts to recover academic time lost during the recent industrial action embarked upon to demand the safe release of the abducted teachers and students in Orire local government area. And on the foreign scene, a bomb blast at a crowded cafe in central Damascus killed at least 5 people and wounded 16 others today. BCOS TV is now on Niger TV app, and you can watch us from any part of the world. Also, BCOS website is live. Kindly visit www.bcostv.com. You can also reach us on GoTV, channel 134 and channel 113 on Star Times. Now, before I go, if you see something suspicious, I'll ask the authority for timely response. Be vigilant. That ends the news around the world. Good evening, and thanks for watching.